I can't be late, Brian. I am the show. So the show only starts when I arrive.
You've got a gift 5.
So no, I can't be late.
It's a late fee.
It's my show.
Should I gift 5?
No. I will throw something hard and sharp at you. I have swords, okay?
What is that? Is that burning rubber smell?
Yes, that's the dickhead that just wheel spun all the way down the road outside.
Oh, that smells awful.
Burning rubber smells...
It smells like when your hair dries too hot.
I actually kind of like that smell, though. I
And
like
it
burnt rubber.
catches, yeah. Or like when you get your eyelashes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
accidentally.
there'll probably be marks on the road outside. That is tyre rubber. I love that smell.
Isn't he just going to need new tyres?
Yeah, no, he's a knobhead. If
Yeah.
he's driving a hatchback like that down the road, he's a knobhead. There's no other... All he's doing at that point is driving like a twat and costing himself more money in tyres.
Yeah.
And listening to the way he went down there as well, probably costing himself more work in terms of gearbox and clutch.
Oh.
Knobhead.
Maybe he's a rich knobhead then. And he can afford to do that.
So
Yeah, we all have hobbies.
next time he does it, then chuck yourself in front of the car. And where there's blame... That fucking dog, honestly.
My knitting! Roland Bain, you made the dog move my
Good
knitting.
evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine... Wait, it was supposed to rain all day. It does this every fucking Wednesday when I can't leave the house because it's her day off, right? And it's like, it's going to rain all day this Wednesday. I'm like, cool, I'm happy with that. It's Lucy's day off. I have to sit indoors. I'd rather it was raining on a day I was sitting indoors. Beautiful. So what's happened instead? What's happened instead is it's been fucking blue skies and sunshine all day. I can't go. I can walk to the shop in it and back. I can't do anything else. I can't go on the bike because it's his day off. So it is a beautiful day, but it makes me grumpy when it's beautiful on a Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash all those magical YouTube buttons for us. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Smash subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified every single time we go live or drop a new video. And if you are new here, welcome. We are literally tens away from 35,000 subs.
Oh, are we?
Like,
Is it not 40 anymore?
what?
It was 40 away.
No, it's not 40. We're tens away now. We are
Well, 40 is
officially...
tens away.
We are officially 34,982.
40 is 4 tens away.
We are 982 away from 35,000.
My statement was correct.
No. So, we only need 18 more people. Go and find your friends. There's 113 of you. Surely 18 of you have got a friend who likes Warhammer. Who isn't already a subscriber or a Thane or something. Right? And if you're so inclined, you can also bring those friends into our crazy dysfunctional family, like Roland Bain is trying to do. We did start off with the modest but very welcome 1 gifted membership from Mr. Whitey55. What a hero. What a legend. And then we got 10 from Roland Bain. You're a hero. We got another 5 from Roland Bain. Still a hero. And then we got another 20 from Roland Bain, which not only makes you a triple hero for the hat trick, but you'll get a loose hut, I hope.
I do feel as though, Roland Bain, we really should address this persistent sunstroke you've been suffering from. I hope for you, Roland Bain, that your doctor takes you seriously when you go in there with this persistent sunstroke, that your gifting is out of control, and they will consider it as a legitimate symptom that you're not well.
I hope the doctor says you're perfectly fine, carry on. That's what I hope for you. I don't know if you've noticed from the first couple of minutes, but my energy is quite high tonight. I'm in quite a good mood, and I have the mead out. So tonight's stream is sort of semi-sponsored by Nidhogger Mead Company and Sour Cherry. This stuff is...
That's your favourite.
Do you want to sip it?
No,
Little
no,
sip.
thank you. No.
Little.
No. No.
Little sip. It's so nice. So nice.
I feel that you should watch some kind of awareness video about trying to force women to have a alcoholic beverage
no, it doesn't.
from you.
As soon as you're married, it doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No. You signed all your rights away.
No, I
Morning,
didn't.
Emma. Thank you for the 1 gifted. You're a legend. What a hero. I am in quite a good mood today. It was a quieter day yesterday. We didn't do quite so many members as we normally do, but I thought it was a good day. The Joe Paddy show was quite funny in the evening. The Liam and Joe show was decent in the daytime. Had a positive day yesterday, despite the fact I was feeling actually a little bit under the weather. And then today I woke up feeling pretty normal, actually.
Why do you get to feel under the weather and I get pictures of toilets on the thumbnail?
I wasn't that kind of under the weather.
Why do you get under the weather?
Luce, I wasn't that kind of under the weather.
I was supposed to have under the weather.
No, but I wasn't that kind of under weather.
My illness was very unladylike.
You had a 24
I deserved the under the weather.
You had a 24-hour brown hose pipe.
Why do you...
You're bringing it up! You're bringing it up.
Double standards.
You're bringing it
here.
up. I wasn't that kind of under the weather. I felt a bit shitty. I wasn't fucking... Yeah. Wasn't brown hot snakes. Right, anyway. There's a couple of reasons. It's because the day's been quite positive. Seen some family today. It's been quite nice. It's been quite good. Been planning my day on Saturday when we go to Twickenham to watch my team Bath play in the Premiership Cup final, which is amazing. And also, one thing that did improve my mood slightly was originally yesterday, I was going to start the Liam and Joe show on a bit of a negative. I don't know if you guys knew, but there was a new Horus Heresy book going on pre-order yesterday morning. And at the point in which it went on pre-order, I saw the Thanes kicking off because the website died on its fucking arse. And it wouldn't work, and it crashed, and you couldn't add it to cart, and there was a whole catastrophe about it, and it looked like a shit show, right? It looked like a shit show. In fact, it looked like such a shit show, people took to Twitter and social media to do exactly what I was going to do, and call Games Workshop embarrassing, and tell them it was awful, and it was terrible, and it was nonsense, and how could you get this so wrong, and you're a multi-million-pound company, and blah, 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 blah. And people did shorts about it, videos, and the internet raged, and Joe said to me, I don't think we should do a negative stream. I don't want to be the channel just moans all the time. So we decided to do a stream instead about Joe's weekend away at the Golden Ticket event, which I thought was quite a good show, actually, and I quite enjoyed it. If you haven't already, you can catch up with it. But he avoided the negativity and talked me out of it, and I was quite glad.
Okay.
And the reason why I was quite glad is because of this that Games Workshop then shared yesterday afternoon at 16:35 p.m. post Liam and Joe show. If we'd have done a negative rant about it and how embarrassing Games Workshop are, at this point, I would have looked like a monumental cunt, like everybody else who kicked off about it. So let me screen share right now the thing that Games Workshop put up on their Facebook page, you know, that social media site that some people do still use. And again, I only saw this because people put it in the Thanes. So thanks to the Thanes for making me aware of this post that went up on Facebook. But they did go on Facebook and they put up Siege of Terror, Era of Ruin, which is the limited edition book they put on sale. So limited edition is an issue because it is leather bound and fancy, but they only make a certain number, right? You might have noticed that we've paused Warhammer.com for a short period. Here's why. Today, we launched our pre-order for the much anticipated special edition of the Siege of Terror, Era of Ruin anthology. Unfortunately, Scalpers attempted to use bots to bypass our normal safeguards. Our eagle-eyed tech priests caught this happening in real time, so we pulled Warhammer.com offline.
Whoa.
What this means is we're pausing the launch of Era of Ruin and have removed it from Warhammer.com for the time being. Don't worry, it's still coming. We're just absolutely determined that real fans get it. All erroneous orders are being purged. This is our #1 priority. Please forgive us for a delay as we sort it all out. So, if you're a real-life, flesh and bone fan of the Horus Heresy and want to be updated when the relaunch happens, subscribe to this email list and we'll make sure you're first to know. The first asterisks after bots was abominable intelligence, if ever there was one, which is what they're calling AI. Abominable intelligence. Quite like that one.
Okay.
And the second 2 dots after the subscribe to the email list says this email won't sign you up to anything else, just this. Now, the email list is a thing where I'm a little bit unsure about the email list, because surely if you are a scalper, you just sign up to the email list. So you know when it's coming anyway and you try again. So I'm not sold on that part, but that first part of that particular article from Games Workshop, where it says we launched our pre-order. Unfortunately, Scalpers attempted to use bots to bypass on all safeguards. Our eagle-eyed tech priest caught this happening in real time, so we pulled Warhammer offline. It's a rare occasion we do this, but this is a well done Games Workshop. Like, 100% well done Games Workshop. That is we don't want scalpers getting this and putting it on eBay for 500 quid. We want you lot, the fans, to pay the actual price from us and get your product.
Yeah.
And I think that's a real fucking positive move for the first time in a while. And I know we all went mad because I can't believe a multi-million-pound company can't have a website that works and there's a pre-order. What happened is they used bots to try and get these products, and Games Workshop went nope and just shut it down straight away. I think that's really positive. Like, legitimately think that's really positive. I don't know how you solve the problem going forwards.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of suggestions I've seen out there as to how to solve the problem going forward. But fuck me, for once, they caught it, they purged it. I'm glad they took Warhammer.com offline. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did it for that purpose. Well done, Games Workshop. Well done. And also, thanks to Joe for stopping me look like a knobhead, where I would have ranted for an hour about how terrible their website is.
And you're so good at doing that all on your own.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. I'm very good at making myself look like a knobhead, and Joe saved me.
Yeah.
So claps to Joe as well, who saved me from looking like a knobhead. Woo! Where I would have gone, they're embarrassing. And they went, yeah, we did it on purpose to stop scalpers. Oh, fuck.
You're embarrassing.
Exactly. Exactly that. I thought that was fucking incredible. Action to combat scalpers. Hopefully this is step 1. Hopefully there's lots more steps coming in the future to combat scalpers, because there is still, if you look online, there is still tons and tons and tons of stuff that's clearly scalped when it's limited edition Games Workshop stuff. There's still products out there that are limited edition that are out there for £500, £600, £700 for a book that released at 65 quid on the Games Workshop website. And the shame of it is, some people are so desperate to complete that collection that they do in fact go and buy them. But well done to Games Workshop for catching it, stopping it, taking it offline, delaying the release and changing it all up. I'm actually quite proud of them for it, I'll be honest. So yeah. What do you guys think about this? Answers on postcards. And Warhammer, thank you for the poo. Answers on postcards. What do you guys think? Is your screen being weird again?
Yeah.
I think it's your laptop. I think your laptop's dying.
No. I won't have it.
I think your laptop's dying.
No.
I do love to believe what is true, but what if it is just a political spin? Listening to you while on my motorcycle going home for the next 45 minutes.
Is that the noise it's making, Adrian?
I hope you didn't type that whilst
I don't think you can ride and type
bike,
at least. I think that's voice
Adrian.
commands.
You have tiny people at home that need you.
Thank you so much, Adrian, for the 25 Ron Burgundy. Yeah, I mean, it might be a political spin. It might be, but I don't see it. I can't see it. The release of that book isn't as big as other releases that they've had, and their website hasn't crashed under pressure. So I just don't see it being a political spin. I mean, it might be, but if it is, again, kudos to them, because that's the way to do it, right?
Don't worry, I am in a gas station in ATM to comment.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks like he's typing with his motorcycle gloves still on.
Yeah.
To be fair, you maybe do a motorcycle noise and you're not even riding. How dare you?
Oh, me and I do an impression of you on the Harley.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Here's a moment for you all. Hang on.
Well, it's my
Hang on.
impression from when you're lifting the garage door open, so it's idle.
I've paused the Vinny music so people can sound clip this.
Okay, are you ready?
This is a high quality microphone. So Lou's doing an impression of my Harley Davidson.
That's what it sounds like.
What the fuck is that?
That's what it sounds like when you're not on it and it's idle because you got off to lift the garage door open.
It sounds like you're blowing bubbles.
That's what it sounds like.
Evan, thank you for one gifted. You're a legend. We're up to 38 team. You sexy fucking humans. I'll set you a super chat goal. Why not? I don't really know what to say about that, I'll be honest.
Thanks, Ray. Sounds pretty accurate, to be honest. Yep.
Absolute shocker, honestly. Absolute shocker. What the fuck? I don't even know how I would do those words, Soups.
Side note, I wish GW would do all the HH novels as made to order to kill off the whole second-hand market of scalpers. I just want to finish the series.
Yeah, I think I have forever been, I don't know if you guys have also had similar sort of experiences in life, but I have forever been a sucker for limited edition. And limited edition is kind of bullshit. Sometimes you do get lucky, and sometimes you can buy a limited edition thing that then ends up being worth a lot of money, and that's getting lucky, but actually not that lucky, because if you're a fan of the thing that you've bought the limited edition version of, well, actually at that point you don't want to sell it anyway, so it's worth more, but it's limited edition. Do you know what I mean, right? So it's kind of odd. So if you're a real fan of this thing, so you can go, I've got this limited edition poster or statue or whatever. Oh my lord. That's a big one, Roland. At least we'll do that on demand in just a second. It didn't count towards the blue ones either, which is weird. I thought it would count because it was more. And Brian's not doing it either. I wonder if I can force Brian to do it.
Brian.
If I force Brian to do it, we're probably going to get it twice, but it's fine. Because I think I can go into here, and I can go into here. I found this new thing that I can do, right? Is it working? Oh, no, it's not. It's not picked up on this one either. Oh, okay. I can't force that through. It's got so excited about it. It's showing up on my chat revenue, right? So it's come in. It's just got so excited about it. Brian shit himself for now. It'll come through. I wonder if I can refresh this. Refresh. No. Okay. Well, at some point. Roland's just broke YouTube. What was I saying? Yeah, so limited edition it feels like sometimes it's a bit of a trap, right? Because if you're a real fan of the item, of course you're happy that you've got the limited edition version, but the value is kind of irrelevant because you want to keep hold of it because it's limited edition. But actually, for the most part, what limited edition does is it goes, here's the normal thing that you can have, but we're going to do a couple of nonsensical, meaningless differences to it, and we're going to charge you a load more. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Right? And I've fallen foul to this for years of my life because I really love limited stuff. I don't know why. I'm a magpie to limited edition things. And I've come to realise in recent times, and I mean really recent times, that they're not all that... You pay a lot of extra money for really what is not a tangible benefit comparatively, you know? So, for things like this, for things like the Siege of Terror series, where they make these beautiful hardback books that are the limited edition ones, switching these to made to order to remove scalpers, I think is a great idea. Everybody who wants a fancy hardback version can buy one. And if you don't want one, well, then you could just buy a normal one. But because they're not a limited edition, one of only 200 or whatever the fucking number is, they kind of remove the scalper profit margin, really. Because the value is only to the person who wants to order one. So and I'll give you for instance, right? So if there's one available for limited edition, you're a scalper list, right? And I really want it, and it goes up on the website, you buy it immediately, and I really wanted it. Well, I can't have one now because there's only one available, right? And then you go, well, I bought this book for 50 quid. I'm gonna put it on eBay for 500. I'm like, it's the only one I need to finish my set. So I'm now contemplating paying you £500 to finish the set, because otherwise I wouldn't finish the whole set. If you change it to made to order, book goes on the website, you buy one, I'm like, made to order, I'll just buy one anyway. Your value's gone to zero.
Right, yeah.
Your value's at zero now.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I feel like this is the only really way to solve this problem, is to go made to order. We'll still do your beautiful hardbacks that you want, but because it's made to order, the scalpers can order fucking thousands. Fine. Games Workshop just making loads of money for people that don't even care about the books. Jobs are good in. But all the people that still want one,
Can still get one.
They don't go, oh, they've sold out. They go, well, just get a made to order one.
Yeah, I see.
That's what I would do. Solves that problem straight away. Like, made to order just remove scalpers, essentially. Because anyone who wants one just gets a made to order version. There is a little caveat whereby it might be that a month after the made to order window is open, someone goes, actually, I really wanted that book, and they'll have to go to eBay to try and find it. But I don't think you'll see inflated prices the same level as you do with scalpers on limited edition products. So I feel like this is the solution. That being said, catching the scalpers in the act using their AI bots is a good move, and I think we should praise them for it. I only get limited edition books if they come in an army set, otherwise I get the regular codexes. I like limited edition codexes, I do, but I'm starting to learn that limited edition is a bit of a con for gullible fuckers like me to pay extra money for the same thing. So, you know. Can we do an extra motorcycle sound for Mr. Roland Bain, please? And I reckon if we do it, chat will get us to 50 members as well. Do you want me to pause Vinny again?
It's up to you.
I feel like we need the full... Hang on.
I've got my handlebars and everything.
I can see you there with the handlebars, yeah. They're not high enough.
No, they're not, are they? You like the ape ones.
Yeah, but mine are shoulder height because I'm big. Mine are out front, literally in front of me. They're not up here, like in front of me. Yeah, like that.
Okay. Oh, that hurts your arm.
No, it doesn't.
Ugh.
Hurts your arm. I'd rather wait a bit for made to order than get something limited, 100%. I liked the Chaos sets, but too expensive for a gold disc. I have all the Chaos sets. You can see them up here, look. I think this might be the start of my realisation. the 4 Chaos ones, all limited edition. I might be starting my issues with starting my realization I have a problem. I'm missing 10 Horus Heresy books from the OG series, and at the moment, if I want them, I'm better off buying the downloadable ones. But it's not just the same as physical version. It isn't, yeah. I do need to get these objective markers online, actually. I need to do that on probably Friday. I keep forgetting. I keep getting busy. I got distracted by family today. Evening, Dalfrith. Have I said that right? Next time you want to get anything that's limited edition, think of Hobby House. What about it? What about Hobby House, Soups? Limited edition worth is very subjective. Yeah, 100%. I agree. Absolutely agree. I literally don't know anything about motorcycles other than they are fast, fun, expensive, potentially very deadly and practical. Potentially very deadly is an interesting concept for motorcycles. As is expensive, actually. Running a bike, if it was your sole mode of transport, is actually arguably cheaper than running a car. So expensive depends on what you're buying it for and what you're buying. Because bikes, much like most things, can vary in price from a couple of thousands, for example, or less, all the way up to tens and 20s and 30s and 40s of thousands, right?
It's mad to me. It's mad to me that a bike can be essentially a house deposit, but I know that very rarely do you go in there with lump sum.
No, quite.
But it's whenever I hear the numbers of a bike, and I think that's a house deposit. And if you could afford that on a bike, then
most people
save up a house
with
deposit.
those sorts of vehicles. Most people will just finance them.
Yeah.
So you're not putting 30 grand in.
And then it's the whole right now money versus future money.
In terms of dangerous, it's interesting. Bikes can be dangerous, that's a fact, but so can walking to the shop. My KTM costs a lot to maintain. I bet it does. But a lot of it is down to the rider. It's not just the rider, to be clear, before people think I'm pointing fingers. And remembering that I am a rider, it's not just down to the rider, it's also down to the people around you, unfortunately. But again, that's also true for a car driver. You can be driving down the motorway in a car, and a man in an Arctic lorry can fall asleep at the wheel. It doesn't matter that you're in a car over a bike at that point. You're probably in a lot of trouble. So ultimately what I say to a lot of people is don't ride like a knobhead thinking you're in the MotoGP, and you'll probably be alright for the most part. And ride defensively. Houses increase in value. You'd like to think. Bikes depreciate, so lose money. Yeah. But it's also significantly easier to get the finance on a bike than it is to get a mortgage for a house. It's a weird world we live in. Weird world we live in. You want to buy a 50, 60, 70,000 pound car that's going to depreciate in value? Sure, we'll give you the money for that. Despite the fact that we know that the second you buy it, it's going to start becoming worth a lot less than it was. So we'll probably never actually see our return on it unless you just keep paying it. So if you fail to pay it, if you fail to pay for your car and we have to come and repossess it, actually we've probably lost money because it's instantly lost value, the car. But we'll give you that finance immediately, no worries at all. No deposit, no problem, right? Or you want to buy a house? Oh, you need somewhere to live? That's not a luxury. That's only going to appreciate in value. Nah, I'm not sure we're going to give you the money for that one. What a weird world. Weird! I used to do 300 miles a week commuting. I think a lot of people don't do enough miles and get rusty. In fact, I agree. Ride defensively with nunchucks help, yes. The fashion is 10 out of 10. I have my dad's custom biker jacket for when he rode in the 70s, 80s. I love it. I rarely have an opportunity to wear it. Didn't want to come off as a poser. Put it on.
Such a poser.
Fuck what everybody else thinks. Morty Hammer. Not Morty Hammer, Evan. Nunchucks always help, 100%. So what have we learned from this is things that are stationary increase in value. I like my sofa. I rarely move. I must be worth a lot. Never thought of it. Isn't it weird, though? Do you not think it's weird? Do you think it's weird?
Especially as a house, you can do things to it that definitely are detrimental.
But isn't that a weird world? I don't know if it's the same abroad as well, but isn't that a weird world where you want a finance on a fucking stupidly priced car that's only going to depreciate in value? Have it. No worries. No deposit, no worries. Have it. Just pay more each month. Don't worry about it. Go for it. But you want to buy a house that you're going to live in. It's going to appreciate in value. And guess what? You don't need a car, but you do need a house to live, right?
Yeah.
And they go, not sure about that. Not sure we're going to give you that one. I think it's weird.
You're weird.
I think it's a weird way of treating people. Also, loose to those extra motorbike noises. We didn't get the extra 12 members to get us to halfway, chat. It pays to keep people renting and unable to buy. Well, how does it? I don't understand how. Only for the private landlords it does, surely. The landlord market is too lucrative, yeah, for landlords. Isn't that changing though, Soups? Quite considerably in this country. Isn't that changing?
I don't know when that's due to come in. I think it was supposed to come in 3 times previously, and it went back to the committee every time for some potential problem.
It hasn't escaped my notice that car dealerships are pushing leases more and more for the exact same reason. Yeah, of course. They would rather you lease the vehicle than sell you the vehicle. Of course they would.
But doesn't leasing a vehicle essentially then end up like renting, that if anything goes wrong with the car, you just...
Yeah, but you also
take
don't
it
own anything. You pay a lot of money, don't own the thing. Like renting.
Oh.
Pay a lot of money, don't own it. That's and Des, thank you for the 1 gifted. Evan, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. You're a legend. You're both legends. I love you all. I'm in a good mood today, like I said. Is that right? Was that the right number? Yes, that's the right number, isn't it? It loses on the money. I'll believe the market's changing when it actually happens. 100%. As always. As always. How do you drive nunchucks? You don't drive nunchucks. You drive a motorbike with nunchucks in your pocket.
Ready to go.
Yeah, just in case. Why not? And you can ride spinning your nunchucks no-handed down the road. Safe.
Steering with your knees if you can.
Safe. Oh, Jimmy, don't. Please don't. We can see you don't have any arrears on your rent for the last 10 years, but can you prove you can afford to pay a mortgage by saving 25k on top of your rent?
No.
The worst part about this, Jimmy, is because we've kind of had this experience. Can you prove, right? Can you prove that you can pay a mortgage that would be less than your rent? Less than your rent.
Yes, I'm currently paying my landlord's mortgage, so yes.
I'm currently paying my landlord's mortgage and giving him a fucking profit. So yes, I can afford the fucking mortgage, you bunch of cunts. Ugh.
We started in such a happy place.
But we are where we are. We can complain about it loads, but, you know, or just continue to try and put the effort in to try and claw our way out of it at some point. We will. So yeah, you know, that frustrates me a little bit. But and again, like I said, but you want a 70 grand car, go for it. Yours.
Don't you find it insane that cars go up to that much?
Cars go up to a lot more than that, Luce.
That's insane.
If you buy, I don't know, an Audi RS6.
I don't know what you're saying to me.
So an Audi RS6 is an estate car, right?
The long one.
The long one, yeah. You can tell she drives. The long one. But it is an RS6, so it's Audi's performance estate car. Oh, the camera's... Oh, it's back. Audi's performance estate car, right? And it has got a big fancy engine in it, and it is very powerful, and it's very plush, and it's very lovely, and I'd really like an Audi RS6. But Audi invited me some months ago to a VIP event where we want to sell you a new car. I was like, all right, I'll go and have a chat with you and see what you can do. And the funny thing was, with what I wanted and what they were offering, the answer was nothing. They could do absolutely nothing for me. But I thought, I'd go, fuck it, I'll go have a look, get a free coffee out of it, have a look around some nice cars, why not? And this was like last year sometime. And they had an RS6 in the showroom, right? And it was the only one that wasn't part of the VIP event with extra discount. The only one. And it is fucking beautiful. I do like that car quite a lot. From £106,000.
That, oh my God, it's a car.
Mercedes S-Class is similar, yeah? There's some Range Rovers that are the same, 100 plus.
What price car would get you to, it's a car?
I mean...
Like, what price is that's... If anybody pays that, you need...
My attitude's kind of changing because I used to be, I really like the nice fancy cars. I really want to get to a point where I can own one. And now I'm like, the kids trash it anyway. Who gives a fuck? As long as it's got four wheels and goes, who cares?
And the airbags work.
So I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of the wrong person to ask now because I think it's like I'm getting to a point now where 30, 40 grand, like it's a fucking car. Can I buy one for 15? It does the same job? Yeah, cool, done.
Yeah.
But that's also because I've moved into the world of bikes, so I don't need the car to be the thing that I have for fun now because that's what my bike is for. Anything above 10k is too much. There you go, chat. Here's an interesting question for you all. For a car, because I don't think I can add the same for motorbikes. Not everyone rides motorbikes. But for a car, what is the line in which you go too much money for a car? Because I reckon this will be a wildly large spectrum of numbers. What's the number? Because I think historically anything over sort of 40 to 50, I'd be like, that's eye-watering. At that price, I would have considered was probably quite high. And now I think that's probably dropped to like 25 now. A Bugatti Chiron is 4 million.
For a car?
Yeah. Judah says 25k. Caleb says 60,000 US, which is about 40 grand. Scott 40 to 50 grand. Scott says 20,000. Narek says 30,000. Dave's 1.5 grand.
Yes, Dave.
Ian says 60,000 Canadian. I don't know what that is in UK though. Robert J. Shepherd says $25,000. So what, 15 to 18,000 pounds. Evans $50,000. Insane for Rain says 500 quid. 15 grand. It is a wild spectrum of numbers. It's a wild spectrum of numbers. 15 grand new, 5,000 second hand, depending on miles. I don't buy new for cars.
I think for me, it would be, because I'd never have that kind of lump sum saved up. For me, it would be, what's the finance and how long am I tied in?
Yeah.
That would be that's too much.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's mine is my number is like nosediving now, and I'd rather just spend a lot more time combing the used car market for a good example of a nice car at a reasonable price than I would buy new. I haven't bought new. I bought one new car in my whole life, and I was like 19 and I just joined the army or something.
Oh, is that your treat?
Yeah, I was like, look at me with actual money, which you then don't have very quickly when you buy a brand new car. Yeah, but you know, it's it is mad, isn't it?
When I got my student loan, and I saw £5,000 in my account, and I remember staring at the cash point, thinking, I'm never going to see that much money in my account again. What do you think the first thing I went to buy was?
New pants.
Nope. Pants are pants. Like, they're pants. I went to
New
Boots.
trainers.
Nope. I went to Boots and bought all brand named toiletries of all the stuff that I'd see the nice models using in the adverts. And I was like, right, I'm actually gonna buy the nice shampoos and the shower gels and actually treat myself. And I smelt like bloody top end hair salon.
That wasn't where I thought you were going to go there, Luce, I'll be honest.
No. I've never done the big purchases. I think I'm better at it now because the life experience behind you, where you then you're in a position to say that one has to be a big purchase, otherwise we're just replacing it in a year anyway.
Yeah. I will always only ever buy used cars, I think, from now on. That being said, I only buy new motorbikes.
I get that.
So the thing is, because the cars I buy now are family cars, not sports cars, they're family cars, right? So the likelihood is they're going to be owned previously by a family, maybe a businessman. They're not stupid fast big engines with turbos and shit, right? So the likelihood is they've probably been relatively well looked after. The thing is with motorbikes, the majority of modern day motorbikes still to this day will tell you, whether they actually need this or not, I don't know, but they'll tell you they require a run-in period, where for the first X number of 1,000 miles or 1,000 miles, whatever it is, you have to ride it a certain way to let it bed in and run in.
Okay.
Normally that means restricting how many revs you put into the bike, right?
Okay.
Because if you rev it too high, you risk doing damage to the engine as it's bedding in.
Okay.
I never trust people to not jump on their brand new bike that they haven't yet bed in and go "Meow" as soon as they can down the road, right? I don't trust people not to do that. So I buy new, because if I buy new, I will happily drive like a granddad for the first couple of months to bed it in.
Okay.
No worries at all. No worries. Whilst I'm going. There you go. Yeah. Don't ever buy a used rental car. Why not? Chat, we do have a wonderful number of grey names that are showing up. People that I haven't seen for a while. Get a big truck. I'd love a big truck. Luce doesn't like me having bigger cars though. We got given a kind of hire car not too long ago, which was we were given a Range Rover Defender, the new ones, as a hire car, right? And it was far bigger than we'll ever need. But I was driving this thing like down the road, like some fucking, literally like some American, because it's huge, this thing, literally looking down at everybody else. And I pulled it onto the driveway, and my car fits on the driveway with space, and this thing didn't. It was overhanging onto the sidewalk, onto the pathway.
Our roads are not designed for cars like the Defender.
It's monstrously
They're not
big.
designed for it.
Monstrously big. And I was like, I really want one. And then I looked at the price online. I was like, I fucking don't. And yeah. And it was fucking huge. And I was like, is this actually at all even remotely close to practical for the UK? But I also went for a phase of really, really, really wanting a pickup truck.
For what purpose? What are you picking up?
Chicks.
Right. Okay. And then when you get your itty bitty heart broken because you're out of the female gaze now because you're a dad.
Oh, the female gays don't interest me.
Then why are you picking up chicks for? Unconsensually?
Yes. Here, smell this cloth.
Whole other phone call there.
What's your money isn't an issue, Carly, and mine's a bowler wildcat. I never really thought of it because I just don't feel like I'll ever get there. I've always been a big Ferrari fan and Aston Martin. I feel like it'd be some sort of Aston Martin, to be honest.
I quite like the really classic cars.
You do like classic cars.
I think it's an Aston Martin, top down race car green.
That's a good question for chat. Chat, answers on postcards, because the members in Super Chats have just stopped dead. Answers on postcards. What would be your money isn't an issue purchase? Because not everyone drives.
Okay.
Right?
Ooh.
At the moment, because I have this thing that you're all aware of called ADHD, right? That means that my interests change rapidly. At the moment, if money wasn't an issue purchase, isn't all that expensive. There's a current bike in Crescent Yamaha in Southampton. There's these people, right? There's a current bike on there on a stand, which is a Yamaha R1, which is a super bike. And what they've done is they've made a replica model of some racer's, I don't remember his name, of his sports bike. All the decals, all the stickers, everything. It's beautiful. It's fucking incredible. And it's orgasmic. And it's on sale. Yours, they're limited edition. They're only making a certain number of them worldwide. So, of course, I like it, right?
Obviously.
And they're on sale right now for £29,999. And I'm like, I want one.
Just call it 30,000. You're not fooling anybody with the extra penny.
My old man back and knees means I probably couldn't ride it. So the reason why it's a money's no issue purchase.
It's because you'd need the knee surgery.
No, it's because I wouldn't ride it, so it's impractical to buy it. I'd have it in the garage and polish it. Limited edition. That's what I do.
That's a great name, Cactus Galactus.
Cactus Galactus, thank you for the one gifted. Yes, thank you for the one gifted. Ockigdor, thank you for the one gifted. Add 3 to 44 is 47. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Almost halfway there. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Sleeping grizzly bear. I know.
Wouldn't mind a McMurtispy Erling, romantic face emoji.
Lord of the House Corpus says, if money wasn't an issue, I'd buy a divorce.
Oh.
John Parsons says he'd buy Canada.
Well, I think you can get a no-fault divorce now.
Guy says a Royal Enfield 350 bullet. Oh, that sounds fucking incredible as well. Oh. Thank you, Datsun, just for the $2. You're a legend. I'd have it at the garage to polish it and the bike. Yeah, of course. But yeah, I really want that bike at the moment. It's sat there in Southampton Crescent and it looks gorgeous and it's 30k.
That's mental.
I was talking to my mate, who's a sales guy there, who said that he knows a guy who came in at the weekend and almost just bought it outright.
I wonder how often that happens.
Because this guy's got cash. It's like he almost.
Yeah.
He said, and my mate, who's the salesman, was like, I thought I had him. I thought he was going to buy it. I thought he was going to go for it, and then he was like, and walked out. And I was like, oh, Stu, I just got a wave of jealousy for a moment then, despite the fact this is not something I can ever afford.
Why would you sell it?
Yeah, don't sell it. I want it. Can you afford it? No.
Bum.
Syrian contractor discovers ancient Byzantine tomb complex during construction.
Where? In Syria?
It's between the cities of Aleppo and Damascus.
Oh.
So, there's a lot of big words in here, so I had to read it a few times. So, it's... Residents there have been rebuilding their communities after the collapse of Bashar al-Assad's regime last December.
The biggest RV you can drive without a commercial license.
That sounds good. You could buy those RVs. I don't know how or what they're called, where they store a car underneath it. Have you seen those? They had one on Top Gear years ago.
Oh,
and the car comes out
yeah.
the bottom. Oh,
Yeah.
I'd like one of those.
I find those we don't really get adverts for them because again our country's not really made for it, but whenever you see them on other films or other advertising platforms, I struggle to gauge the size of it, and then when something like a car comes out, my brain can't understand it, that there's somewhere to actually for people to live kind of comfortably plus room for a car.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to be the size of a double-decker bus.
Thank you so much, Mordy Hammer, for the $5. You are the first person to do one that counts towards the Super Chat goal. Look at that. I put them down to blue this time. Not even yellow ones. Not even yellow ones.
They call me Mellow Yellow. Yeah, so, let me scroll down again.
Yeah, I want to learn about this bicentennial...
So the collapse of Bashar al-Assad's regime, I have no idea where that is.
Syria.
Was it Syria?
Yeah, it's always Syrian contractor.
Oh, of course. Yeah, sorry. So they're still rebuilding. You'd think people would know where these things are.
Fully electric Ford Model A or Panzer 38T.
I mean, I think the Panzer Star, if I'm honest.
Panzer.
The Panzer would be the way I'd go. A King Tiger. That's what I want. I have a King Tiger going to work. No traffic's going to be a problem then, is it, in a King Tiger?
What's that?
Fucking great big German tank.
Oh.
Like a Panzer.
Would nobody want a monster truck? Like,
I
imagine...
would like a monster truck.
What's that? Gridlocked traffic? Get out of your cars.
I mean, that's not...
I'm coming over.
That's not massively a problem for me anyway, because I have a motorbike. You don't have to have a monster truck to avoid traffic, Luce.
Yes,
a
you
motorbike.
do.
No, you don't. You have a motorbike.
Yes, you do.
The difference is, in the monster truck, you probably can stay dry as well.
Yeah.
A monster truck sponsored by Monster. A monster truck.
Would anybody get those cars that like they go like that?
Driven by the Cookie Monster. You can't see what she's doing, but that's great.
You know the front of them like bounce up and down.
Yeah.
Is that called something?
I don't know.
Would anybody
Probably.
get that on their car?
No. No one will get that loose. A Spitfire and flying lessons. I did a thing. So again, ADHD brain. My interests change quite frequently. I like to try things. I am firmly of the belief that life is far too fucking short, and so you should try things. If you get a thing where you're like, I want to try this thing. I want to learn how to do this thing. I want to have a sample of this thing. And if you can afford to do it, then do it. Right? Specifically, don't get yourself in load riders. Thank you, Dan. Don't get yourself in trouble. But you know, and so I on a couple of very brief occasions when I was in the forces.
Tracer.
I think it's supposed to say tractor, like a farmer. But thank you, Farmer George, for the $2.
You don't have a tractor, George.
I should imagine he does. Chat with 3 members away from halfway. Whoa, nearly halfway there. So, when I was in the army, on a couple of brief occasions, I ended up being at the flying controls of a helicopter. One specific occasion was when I was in California, in Arizona in America, and we went to visit a company called Dillon Aerospace. Dillon Aerospace is the company that make some of the weapon systems that we mount some of our aircraft, specifically the miniguns, right? They also made the weapon system for the A-10 Warthog, interestingly. So we visited the factory at Dillon Aerospace, did a factory tour of where they make things. It was quite interesting. And then they invited us out to a random spot in like in the desert somewhere. And we drove out there, went to the place as instructed, and rocked up. They had this fucking great big RV there, right? And they opened the side of it right up, and inside there was fridges full of drinks and stuff. And they're like, "This is for you. Make yourself at home, etc., etc."
ID by early retirement, a camper van.
Fair.
Aww.
And then whilst we were sat there having these drinks, in came these 2 helicopters, a Mark 1 Huey and a Hughes 530 Littlebird, right? 2 helicopters. What they'd done with the Hughes 530 Littlebird, which used to be a 5-seater, is they'd removed the back 3 seats from the pilot behind the pilot co-pilot, and they'd replaced them with ammunition magazines, and on the 2 little stubby wings, they'd fitted 2 miniguns. And then what they did with the Huey, obviously, is they had a door gun. And so they said to us, "You can go in one. Which one would you like to go in?"
Mine's pretty easy. It would be the Lego Death Star that is out of production and now retails at 8,000 to 10,000.
You're quids if you bought one of them when they were new and up for sale, weren't you? Thanks, Ian. Lego is a great choice, by the way. So I was sat there, and the colleague I was with at the time was like, "Don't jump at the chance to jump in one specific helicopter. Watch what the pilots do and go for what they do." There's 3 pilots.
What do you reckon would be a good beginner bike for commuting?
What's the distance of the commute, Cactus Galactus, and when did you do your license? There was 5 ground crew from the Army Air Corps, 3 pilots, and then me and 1 other engineer. And he was like, "Watch what the pilots do and choose to do that one because they'll probably pick the more interesting option." Okay. So I was like, "Well, surely we want to get in a fucking Mark 1 Huey and be door gunning out the side, down the fire range."
Vietnam era gun truck. Try tailgate me now, Karen.
That's incredible. I love it. And I was like, okay, cool. So the pilots all picked the Hughes 530, the little bird. I was like,
okay,
I'm gonna do what they do. And thankfully, all 5 ground crew wanted to do the Huey. So me and Nick, who was the guy I was with, we went. And what they did is, if you were in the Mark 1 Huey, they flew you up in the air, and they went side on over the firing range, and they let each of them have a go on the minigun. Cool. And they stood on the minigun, right? Great, amazing, sounds fun. I was like, "Oh, that looks like a lot of fun." That in the Hughes 530, there's only 2 seats: the pilot and then the co-pilot. And what they did is they took each of us up. There was 5 of us in total in the co-pilot seat. And as we lifted, so we put the fucking headset on, sat in the co-pilot seat. And as we lifted and took off to go to the firing range, the pilot's in your ears going, "Right, so if you look in front of you, aircraft controls, right? Here comes a very quick lesson, okay? You have 3 main sets of controls in an aircraft. You have a cyclic stick, which is the stick you hold in the middle, but the bit you see people go forward, left, right, and right? And that controls the pitch of your rotor, okay? On your left-hand side, normally, you have what's called a cyclic control. It's a long handle, and you basically put it up, and you put it down, and that makes your helicopter displays all go up or all go down, and it basically means you're vertical up and down on a helicopter.
I remember this when we went to the flying museum.
And then we'll be doing this lesson.
Yeah.
And then in your feet you have the yaw pedals, the 2 pedals, and depending on how far you push the pedals, depending on the pitch of your blades and your tail rotor, and when you push, when you go forward with a helicopter, when you lean your cyclic stick forward, the disc goes forward. You pull your collective to get your pull up for your helicopter disc. At the same time, the torque reaction, because the helicopter blades are spinning, means your tail wants to fuck off in a different direction. So you have to put your foot in to counter the torque reaction to keep it in a straight line. Okay? Right. Cool. We've all followed. We all know how to fly a helicopter now.
We're all following you, babe.
We all know how to fly a helicopter now, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. On the cyclic stick was the trigger, and on the bubble in front of the aircraft was this little reticule. And he said, as we took off, he said, "You'll probably notice in front of you there's a little reticule." Like, yeah.
Just for those that don't know, what's a reticule?
It's a crosshair, right?
Okay.
The bit that right, so that's how you're going to sight your weapon systems and lock onto target and fire. I was like, okay, cool. You've probably noticed that the trigger for the weapon systems is on the cyclic stick. I was like, yes, seen. And you went, cool. Well, you can't pull that trigger without having control of the cyclic stick. So what we're going to do now is a quick flying lesson. And then once we've done some basic controls, we're going to take you down to the firing range. He takes you up in the air like that. He brings you over in a stool. And as you come over like that and come down onto the firing range, he lets go of the controls and says, you have, basically.
No,
right?
no,
Thereabouts. And I was
no.
like, this is fucking great. So we had 2 or 3 runs. So we did a bit of practicing, bit of banking, bit of turning, got the hang of it. He basically did the pedals for me because I probably would have got that horribly wrong. And then we got to
It'd be dangerous otherwise.
Oh yeah, we got to the bit where he pulls up and he goes over on the stool and he goes, right, weapons hot, and you can see everything go fucking red. And he went, you have, and then I've got control. And I was fucking flying in, shooting this fucking twin minigun system on this helicopter at these targets. There's like wrecked out cars and shit. It was fucking incredible. As you get towards the bottom, you then have to pull your cyclic up and lift yourself out of the way. And the first run I did it. The second run I almost forgot to pull up at the end and you had to take control because I almost just fucking crashed into the ground. I was too busy shooting stuff, enjoying myself. It was so anyway, that's my backstory, right? One of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. And so I was like, a little while ago, I was like, I'd like to learn to fly helicopters. Actually, properly learn to fly helicopters. Can't be that expensive.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
How much do you reckon it is?
Oh, I know how much it is.
It's eye-watering, chat. Eye-watering.
I'm glad it is, though, because you wouldn't want just on a whim, just anybody being able to do it.
It's like, as I say, it was £30,000 to £40,000.
I remember the figure of £56,000.
Maybe that was it. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Ouch. Maybe not. I think I've been the highlight of my life. It was the greatest thing I've ever done, outside of my family, obviously. In terms of physical experience, fucking what an experience.
Did you feel sick?
No, I loved it.
Oh.
I love flying helicopters.
I want to go in a hot air balloon.
Yeah, that sounds awful. I don't want to do that.
It sounds delightful.
Yeah, it's quite expensive. It was 40 to 50 grand, I think it was to do a helicopter license. Although I feel discriminated against, I had to do a slightly more expensive helicopter license because I'm heavier. So long story short, because I'm 110 kilos, I had to do a different helicopter license because I had to use a helicopter that could essentially handle my weight. Charming.
Fat shaming.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Is it true that Formula One cars are actually better suited to women because the pedals are much closer together, so smaller feet?
I don't know.
I
know you kind of sat back in led back in a Formula 1 car. You're basically led down. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
pretty much.
that doesn't sound comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, there's my story. I don't know why. 1-to-1 Lego replica of unicorn. Who knew I should have been buying Lego kits instead of 401k contributions? Absolutely. We did get 3 out of 15 blue ones, though. Thank you, chat. Or teal ones. Whatever the YouTube calls them.
Is a 401k actually still 401, or have they just not changed the name of it and the amount has changed?
What is a 401k?
I thought that was the retirement fund. Save £401,000 and that should see you through. That's what I thought it was, but I don't know anymore.
I'm glad at least some of my taxpayer pounds went towards giving Liam a fucking good day out. Well, it wasn't though, was it? Because Dylan Aerospace, Soups. It was an American private company that did that for me. There's none of your taxpayer money. Unicron, you turd, not unicorn. Well, I mean, how can I expect you to... What the fuck?
You turd.
Must be difficult to get the L plates to stick on with the down thrust, yeah. Following that logic, they'd have me paying to fly a Zeppelin.
That's a blimp, isn't it?
Yeah. You weigh more than me, Liam. Fat shame me.
I would buy a dedicated gaming venue for my club.
Love it. I'm trying to build that. Do you have to pay for the ammo you use? No. They covered it all. Yeah, Lord of the House Corver says, you weigh 110, Liam. Didn't expect you to outweigh me. Fat shaming me here on my own stream.
Who'd have thunk it?
Morty Hammer says it's just a number for the type of account.
Oh.
So it's not 401,000.
So I have no idea how much, because you don't know how long you're going to live for. But I guess if they work it off averages, how much do you think we'd have to save if we were to retire at the retirement age, which is forecast to be 81 for us?
That means I'm not even halfway fucking through. Jesus Christ. My God.
I know.
I weigh 66 kilos. I shit 66 kilos, Des. I'm not even
At my
halfway.
lightest, I've weighed 60. At my lightest. It wasn't healthy for me to be that light.
As an adult?
19?
As an adult, my lightest was probably about 85. But I was a skinny little runt then, and I was like fresh as into adulthood. You are fat shaming me, Lord Hassel. Honestly. If you're going to fat shame, at least put it on a postcard. Exactly, Jess. Exactly.
Unbelievable.
I refuse to live to 81. Yeah. Well. So do I. That's why I weigh so little. Chat, we've got 3 members to go to get the Wednesday Wangs to 50. If I make it to 70, I'll consider it a success. Although the way the world's going, they'll have us still working. We're 110 these.
Hey?
Science and medicine will be such that we'll still be fully in work at 110 years old.
Yeah, I reckon so. Well, isn't there... Have you ever heard of those blue zones around the world? Where people live, like, well past their hundreds?
I'm going to become a Primarch.
There's I think they're called blue zones. Yeah.
I'm retired by 50. I'd love to be retired by 50, Dave, but I have 12 years to do that, and I don't see it happening anytime soon. Mordihammer, thank you for one gifted. 40. So, Dalfrith, thank you for one gifted. Look at you people. Up to 49. 1 to go to 50. Then I just need 1 person to get drunk. And then we'll be at 100. Love to see you and Joe in 30 years' time playing 40k 20th edition. Yeah. Hey, I'm here for it. I'll do it. It would be nice. It would be nice at some point in the near future if some things got a bit cheaper.
No, that's ridiculous. We might have a price freeze, but I don't think they'll get cheaper. That's crazy.
I'm a little bit bored of work harder, everything gets more expensive. Work harder again, everything gets more expensive. A bit tired of that, I'm going to be honest.
Just
that
think,
joke's wearing off.
when we get to care homes, they're going to need things like VR headsets and Warhammer models for, like, you know, the sort of memory lane stimulation bit of dementia.
I won't do that.
Their care homes are going to look so different.
Just give me an iPad and Pornhub, will be fine.
They might need that. They might need, like, because sex-crazed generation have got OnlyFans, kids have got mobile phones with access to God knows what.
I might start OnlyFans soon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's your thing going to be?
I don't know. Hairy feet.
The problem is you need to set yourself apart.
Hairier feet.
Because only toes is a thing, isn't it? Only feet
I don't know, is it?
or something? Yeah. Feet pics is a thing.
AI robotics said, yeah, I'm going to take my head off my body and put me on a robot.
That'd be funny. I kind of can't wait to see.
To be honest, I'm happy. Nice in a nice wee community, lovely family, cool hobby. Haven't got a pot to piss in and a boring job, but family and friends are what's important. It's true, Dave. Those poor care nurses when Joe's putting her home. Let's not pretend that Joe's making it to a home, Farmer George. If a 37-year-old man gets gout, he's probably not making it to a home, is he? Let's be honest. Actually, to be fair, he's the one that's going to last like a fucking cockroach, isn't he?
I think so. I think it will be the sod's law thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Body in an absolute fucking mess. Shaped like a bag of custard.
Perpetually coming out with Joe hopes to his carer. The carers will be like, oh,
every time
Joe's
the carer
at
comes
it
in,
again.
every time the carer comes in to wash his balls, he just gives him some kind of hope.
I hope for you.
Yeah. Rolling Bait, thank you for 1 gift. We're on 50. Just 50 to go. Now, if someone could get blind drunk and make a terrible financial decision, I would appreciate it. Ian Clark, thank you for 5 gifted. What a legend. Love you. You're all amazing humans, actually, I'll be honest. The fact that you lot fucking pay us to do this is phenomenal. You're incredible. Incredible people. All of you. The fact that you turn up week in, week out, because I don't think I'm blind to the fact that it's the core group of people that turn up and chat is the same group of people all the time. You're insane. I love you all.
Because they're best chat.
Best chat. Fucking incredible. Joe is so full of chemicals, he'll become Harold the Ghoul from Fallout. Yeah, he is.
That was a great show. Are they doing a series too?
I think so.
That's
I've heard a
good.
rumour that they are. I don't know how true it is.
Considering I've never played Fallout.
The
that
series
was a
was
pretty
great
good
though,
series,
wasn't
yeah.
it? Is Yeston to the chat? I've got a confession to make, Yeston. We haven't yet finished Clarkson's Farm Series 4 yet, Luce and I.
No, we haven't finished yet. There's some kind of... Oh, I don't want to spoil it.
You don't spoil it.
No, I won't spoil it.
Yeah,
Not
thank
even
you for 1
sure
more
if I am
gifted.
spoiling, but I won't.
We just need 46 now, team. If one person can give 46, it's amazing. Oh, you wanted the hat trick, did you?
Incoming!
Okay. Here comes the crazy puppy!
Oh,
Come here.
well, that's a noise, isn't
What are you
it?
doing? That's her heart, isn't it?
Bless her, yeah.
It's filmed, is it? I didn't know that. In post-production, there you go.
What?
It's coming out in December.
You alright, Emily dog?
She's got a heart condition, chat.
Yeah, she's got a heart murmur.
So, you know, she'll be dead soon. And look,
Ah!
life will be a bit cheaper then, at least.
Shush! Thank you for the burp. Oh, and the breath.
You gave her a toothbrush earlier, so
I know. Oh, Emmy. God, that stinks.
Should we
What is
lick in
the
our own-
matter with you?
licking her own arse again. A puppy dog's got to be worth 5 gifted from every single person watching.
Shameless.
I'll take it.
She saves all her favourite bodily functions for me. I'm so blessed.
Dave WK liked the puppy so much he gifted 10 of the finest memberships.
Ah,
Legend, thank you, Dave. Just 10 away from a loose hope. If someone gifted 2 lots of 10 in a single night, would you do a loose hope? Or does it have to be a single lot of 20? What's the rules?
it's a single lot of 20.
Oh, that's a shame. Thank you, Dave, for the 10 gifted. You're a legend.
I don't make the rules, I just follow them.
We're on 99 likes as well, Luce, if you click like.
I will. I'm counting.
Roland! Thank you for 5 more. Fucking
Roland,
legend.
honestly, I'm really quite worried.
You do, honestly, I can't explain. There are days, I'm in a good mood today. I've told you this already, right? I'm in a good mood today. And sometimes the good moods come from a multitude of different things. There's lots of reasons to be in a good mood. Sometimes reasons to be in bad mood, right? And I think the level of incredible support and dedication that we get from you lot is a constant source of mood improvement. So as stressful as running a business is, and especially in this industry when the cost of living is going up, so people's disposable is down, so their likelihood of buying 5 gifted is smaller, the amount of support you guys continue to show week in, week out is quite frankly...
Flabbergasting.
It is. It's not... At our size as well, it's just amazing. And it means that we're planning for a bigger future where, you know, there's things going on with Hobby House, part of it's because of you lot. We get to have Joe as part of the team and pay his bills, and you know we're just so lucky because of all of you and people, and you're all amazing. How old is your collie? She's 12 and a half. 12 and a half, Farmer George. So yeah, I am. Brief moment of humility. I'm very grateful for all of you people. You're amazing. My oldest is 13. She is almost blind and have bad knees, but she's still my little puppy.
Aww.
Oh, bless you. Emmy's amazing, but she does have a heart condition, supposedly now, a murmur of some sort. She is getting quite doddery in places.
She's starting to sometimes slip a couple of steps on the stairs.
Any update on the R-Snap? Crashes? They are getting tiresome now.
The only update I had yesterday from Games Workshop, from YouTube was a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago. They're like, just so you know, we're still working on it. I'm like, oh, you've acknowledged there's a problem now. Although I haven't had one for ages, to be honest.
No, I haven't. I think the last one I had was maybe 2 weeks ago.
Touching the wood right now, but I haven't had one for a very long time. Maybe I'll reach out to them again and see if they've found anything. But it's definitely been getting better for me, if not solved right now. Have you done a Chaos Knight reveal, by the way? Joe's going to be using the new knights tomorrow night in a Chaos Space Marines attachment.
Who have you got in tomorrow?
Paddy and Joe again.
Ooh, are you decking again?
Yeah.
Ah.
We're struggling at the moment because Brom's off full time.
You do have B team.
We do have access to B team. That is correct, yes.
And it's not as though I can accidentally launch a nuclear missile from the deck, is it?
Well... No. No, correct. Had one in the last 24 hours. Ugh. Mine was a few days ago. Damn it. Damn it! I'd forgotten about it until Yesin brought it up. Thank you for the 5 then. We're on 5 out of 15 blue ones for a bonus badge on Sunday. Do you want to see my badge on Sunday, Lise?
No thanks.
No?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Don't lie to me.
Nope. Oh yeah, you're here on Sunday.
Sunday? No, I said Friday.
Oh.
I am here on Sunday. It's Father's Day on Sunday.
Yeah, you need to give me your meal preference.
Chat, what is your if you are a father or you have a father, which should probably include everybody in the chat, what is your plans for Father's Day on Sunday in the UK? Because obviously the Americans have Father's Day on a different day, don't they?
I have a different question. What's your plans for Father's Day, and what do you actually want to do for Father's Day?
Oh, Matt, thank you for 5 gifted. Members is really struggling lately. There's a few people that are really carrying it. I don't know what we're doing wrong, or if it's just everyone's cost of living's got more expensive.
Probably the cost of living, babe.
Probably, but thank you so much, Matt, for the 5 gifted. I get 2 or 3 a stream. Oh wow, yes, and you have it the worst.
Ooh, yeah.
Do we know what detachment Joe's going to play? Home of Lords of Dread. What with Chaos Space Marines? It's whatever the new Chaos Space Marine was from last Wednesday. Yours is Sunday as well. What's plans? Booked a trip to Duxford with the old man. Sounds nice. Making Sunday dinner. I love a good Sunday dinner, though. Taking my dad out for a pub dinner.
Oh, nice.
Bought all new tyres, barely affording to breathe these days. Jesus.
Yeah.
What did you drive?
Well, if you wouldn't wheel spin down the road.
Yeah, Brian. Probably get chinned off by my ex-wife for spending time with my daughter this weekend. Nice. My kids are with their mum, so I'm taking Dad to a classic car show. That sounds nice.
Oh, my dad would like that.
Willow SW, thank you for the 1 gifted. You're a legend. Where are we? The correct answer is to be left alone for the day. Failing that, something with the son, and it's great watching him have fun. Sunday dinner, spend time with him. That's nice. My dad wants to sit and watch a film and have a good roast dinner. Oh. I have an expensive summer coming. Why is that, Mordy Hammer? Thank you all for the 1 gifted though, by the way. What legend? Up to 77. 3 to get to 80, team. And then we're on the home stretch. 2,500 GMC Sierra HD. have to pull horses, so can't have a Prius. You could just put them in a trailer instead. They're much easier to pull them if you put them in a trailer with wheels on it, mate. If you just tie a bit of rope around them and drag them, that's probably part of your problem. I may put Monday in off work or pull a sickie. I'm that way out nowadays. Hey? My wife decided to book a big dinner at a restaurant she really wanted to try for us and my parents for Father's Day. I'm curious. The thing is, right? We've come to this realisation now.
Yeah.
Over time. That Luce was like, what do you want to do for Father's Day? Fuck all.
Yeah.
Fuck all. I want the food that I want, and then just to be able to do what the fuck I want. Joe, he's like, the best thing you can give me for Father's Day is, the best present you can give me for Father's Day is take my child away from me.
I fully get that. I fully get it.
Yeah. Bring back 40k Forsorg, 100%.
Especially as the whole takes a village to raise a child. For a lot of people, the village isn't there.
Yeah, of course. It is challenging, isn't it, nowadays,
Yeah.
to be fair?
And it's not...
To be fair, I don't kind of have that same... I genuinely, and I'm not being soppy here, I kind of don't have that same, like, thought process right now because the kids are so easy. They're so chill, they're so easy. But I do think about the whole... Like, I do think about the whole going out for a meal and they're 12 and 7 and dragging them out and sitting there in a restaurant quietly. I'm like, they're not going to enjoy it. I'm not going to enjoy it because they're not enjoying it.
Yeah.
So who's it for?
Yeah.
You know?
But also, parenting isn't what I thought it would be. Never did I think I'd have to constantly worry what they're looking at online. Even with all the parental controls, I can literally sit next to them. And do you remember there was that, was it called boyfriend girlfriend game? It was like a dance mat, but it was on the iPad for your fingers, and you'd press the colourful arrows to the song. I was sat right next to Ben, watching the TV and glancing over every couple of minutes just to make sure what he's looking at. And because they had purposefully misspelled the word suicide, it flew under the radar of parental controls, and Ben was able to access it. And it was only when I'd looked over...
It's because you and Luce are like talking to your mates at the pub. Your steams are always super fun, and sometimes has me belly laughing.
Oh, bless you, Ian. Thank you.
Yeah, I've just seen Kai's comment. But it was because I was looking over that I saw the word suicide, and I was like, oh, I think they've tried to spell suicide. And then quickly, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why are they... This is a game marketed towards 6-year-olds. And so now game developers are purposefully finding ways to fly under the radar so that your children sat right next to you can still gain access to harmful content. That is not the parenting I signed up for.
That's and Des says I like doing the war museums. Did Muckleborough collections with him last year. Do you know what? In 5-6 years' time, that might be a thing. But when my eldest is 12 and my youngest is 7, we go to like days out are the worst. They're the worst, right? Because we go to like the tank museum, and I'm a person when I go to a museum. Oh, Joe's told me about a museum. There's a Haynes Museum somewhere nearby.
A Haynes?
Yeah, it's cars and bikes like Bewley.
Oh, okay.
So, pin in that one. That's for later.
Do you want to do that on Sunday?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't want to do those sorts of things with the children, Luce. No. Because what happens is, when I go to a museum and I pay for a fucking entrance fee, what I want to do is I want to read every single sign, all of it, all the time. I want to learn about people. I want to learn about what was going on in the Second World War and the First World War with tanks. I want to know where they came from and how their development existed. I want to know about all these things. I want to learn about it. What can I do with kids? Nothing. Why? Oh, tank, next one. Oh, tank, next one. Oh, tank. And they fucking basically quick march around the fucking hall. And then when we go anywhere else that isn't like a museum, because this isn't too common with museums, we go to the zoo and we've got fucking Amur tigers and snow leopards and giraffes. And the little one's like, can I go to the play park?
No!
We're not in the zoo to go to... Can I go to the play park? Oh, for fuck's sake. So I think, Des, that when my eldest or even perhaps my youngest are a lot older and they may have an interest, going to things like the Tank Museum for them would probably be really interesting and quite nice. But at this stage, it is not fun for me. Will says, I rarely laugh anywhere as much as I do in these streams. Keep doing what you're doing. Oh, bless
Aww.
you. That's a lovely thing to say. Thank you. But yeah, so... Yeah, I genuinely listen with headphones on, and there are moments when I'm just laughing uncontrollably and the rest of the household just looks at me like I lost it.
You have.
I like the idea.
We're all mad here.
I like the idea that we bring that much joy to people. That makes my heart warm. I thought I've eaten something dodgy. I must have got elbowed in the nuts 5 times today. Love it a bit, but I wish you would start hitting me in the head for variety. Working in education has confirmed no to kids for me. Well,
I'm reaching an interesting point with Ben. Ben has suddenly noticed I have boobs. And this is funny because we're currently learning about the Stone Age. And there's, in an educational book, there's an artist's impression of just your average Tuesday morning in caveman times.
Someone's got the paper.
They got the paper sitting on the toilet reading the paper. And they're all naked. And he immediately went, oh, they're all naked. And I was like, I know. Why do you think they're all naked, Ben? And then he pointed to a woman and her boobs and he said, she's got buns. And I went, oh, buns? And then he put his hand on my chest and I was a bit like, oh, hey, there's a hand there. No thank you, Ben. We don't just go touching bodies that aren't our own. Thank you very much.
So what you're telling me is I've just got to bring the caveman book to bed.
But he's now fascinated and we had to deviate from the plan, if you like, to, well, I have these because I'm a mammal. And I'm a mammal for one very special reason, that when I have a live baby, not an egg or a tadpole or anything like that, I have a live baby, I can feed that baby with my buns. And he was like, oh. And I said, cavemen are mammals, but they didn't wear clothes yet and they're kind of hairy too. Why do you think they're hairy? And he was just focused on, you've got buns.
If you want us to really confuse him, I can bring Joe in.
But I remember reading there's like an overnight point of bang. Now I see the difference between mummy and daddy. They were just these weird.
Well, I think the long hair and the fucking
grown-ups.
beard and stuff probably also gives it away.
No, it doesn't. It's like an anatomy difference of. I see the differences now because before that, young children, I think if I remember right, they just see you as you're their grown-ups. You're the ones in charge of the jam sandwiches and the hot chocolates. And then almost overnight, they start to see the differences. So now we're in the whole, no, we don't just go touching bodies that aren't our own. I love you very much, but no.
For Joe's hairy buns, exactly, yeah. Exactly that.
Good times. Especially with Ben. The lesson I had planned almost never ends up being the lesson that was learned. Almost never.
No, but that's kind of good though, right?
I wanted to teach him a shape net. So, if you get a cube and you sort of iron it out, you get a net. Ended up teaching him to make a scrambled egg. How we got there, I don't know. But he can now make scrambled egg.
He tricked you into food. I tried breastfeeding my daughter. People were called. Collars were felt. Registers updated. Oh my god. I'm ready for bed tonight, I'm quite tired. I haven't eaten any dinner really either.
No, you need to eat something proper.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to have though. I don't know.
To be fair, shape nets are actually tricky because you need to imagine the
Chat, what shall I
shape.
have for my supper? Answers on postcards. Best one wins. I've got to wait a bit anyway, because it turns out nowadays, if we want to hit membership target, you make us hang on a bit longer.
Well, I'm knitting as well, so
Well, yeah, okay.
I can't.
If you don't give that part away and make it.
Oh no, wait! It's Wednesday. I'm not cooking for you. You're cooking for you.
No, I know. I'm well aware of that.
Can I have a cup of tea while you cook for you?
Yeah, of course I can.
Thank you.
I'll put it in the pot if you want, or do you want it in the cup?
No, in the pot, please.
So fucking needy. Honest to God. Wingstop? I don't think I can get Wingstop here. Scrambled eggs are cool, actually. I might have scrambled egg. Cheeky kebab. It needs to cost £0. As much as the buns, as much as the
Buns.
as much as I am incredibly grateful for all of you, and you are amazing people, and I am very grateful for all the love and support. Members are struggling lately, and super chats are struggling lately. So where we used to comfortably hit target all the time, that's not happening. It needs to cost me nothing. Did you get a chip bite the other day? No, I do have chips, and I do have chips available, but they're like a 30-minute cook in the oven.
Chip butty, babe.
There is a possibility. I do have chips. And
Were
I do
we
have,
not talking about the best sandwiches?
Yeah, I do have chips. I do have bread.
Depends what you have at home.
Well, not a lot. Well, that's a lie. Luce, who makes everything from scratch, will tell you that we've got loads.
Yeah.
Me, who's a cooking-based moron, would go, no, not a lot.
Got some English muffins.
No, I had them the other night. I don't want any more at the moment.
I could do you crumpets, but that would take about an hour.
No, let's not do crumpets. I do have an air fryer. I have an air fryer, Holly. I tried to breastfeed Liam. It was free. Ramen, meat, cheese with a cooked egg in it. What's ramen?
I think ramen is noodles.
Is it?
I think.
Get the oven on. Well, you say
Thanks, Evan.
Thanks for the hat trick, Evan. You say it should be ready by the end of the stream, but I have to stay till we hit 100 members, chat. So, you know. Oh, dog's back. So it's going to take a while, I think, at this rate. Let's go to bed hungry.
No, don't do that. Don't go to bed hungry. It'll play with your sleep.
No, I'm tired enough, I think. Good old Rustler's burger. I do like a good Rustler's burger, despite the fact they are awful. Can Luce make crumpets from scratch? Yes.
Yes.
Been making curry through this stream just about ready now. Well, bring it over, Pickle Nick.
Yeah, why aren't you sharing?
Yeah. Don't be Jack. Bring it over. Excuse me, team. Oh, my lord. I'm quite weary today. This evening. Not today. Today I've been alright. I'm quite weary this evening. Hard fry egg, then 2 slices of bacon, then dump the ramen pocket and water in the bottom, the bacon frond, then add the noodles. Oh. The Aldi Rustlers burgers are good. They're not Rustlers though, Holly, right? They must not be Rustlers. Buns is always a good night snack. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Kai. Go to bed. I can't. We've got 23 members to go, Dan. Go to Chinese tonight. Oh, I love a Chinese. Chinese is my... You can have one meal, Luce, that you can't cook and must be delivered to your house. What you picking? This goes for you as well, chat.
It's probably Chinese.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought you'd go for a curry.
The thing with Indian food is it causes me pain. So much like KFC, I swear to God, my ovaries are on fire.
And then you start getting under the weather.
Because the fat content is so high. But I think because Chinese food, the sugar and salt content is so high, it doesn't seem to bother me. Because then I just drink so much water.
Haven't tuned in lately, work and all. But had the chance to turn in just when you thanked us all. Liam, I believe I speak for chat as well, and sorry if I repeat myself, but this channel saves lives.
I don't believe it, Johan. Thank you for the yellow one. Though. You're a legend.
Bubble and Squeak with brown sauce.
Oh, bubble
Can you
and
order that then, though?
squeak.
Yes, and thank you for 5 gifted as well. You're a legend. Yes, and now carrying chat.
That's a Boxing Day tradition, that is. Bubble and squeak.
18 to go. 3 1s and 3 5s.
Thank you for all you do, Liam, Luce, Joe, Chat and the whole team, Liam. Again, sorry but I might repeat myself, but I suffer from depression, and you've pulled me up from the dark pit many times.
Always here for you, Johan.
Aww.
Always here for you. I think I'll do streaming in some capacity till the day I fucking die, to be honest with you. Maybe one day I might not do 7 streams a week when we start to get a bit old and decrepit. But I do enjoy the streaming part too much. And what's fun is you all talk about, or I say you all, there's a couple of people talk about like genuinely laughing out loud and belly laughing.
I don't think we're that funny.
I laugh so much, especially some of the game streams where I laugh so much. So it's just good for me, to be honest with you as well. Do we have any people saying anyway? Roosters peri peri. Ooh. Mine's just Chinese, right? If I could order anything when I'm hungry and money wasn't a problem ever, Chinese food. Every time. Like when you say to me, on a rare occasion we have a takeaway, and you're like, should we get a takeaway? What do you want? I'm like, why are you asking me? You know my answer.
Yeah.
Every time you know my answer. Chinese takeaway. Every time. Although we were having this discussion earlier, chat. I'm getting a bit fucking tired of restaurants.
I'm hating how the service charge is kind of assumed now.
It doesn't bother me too much, but I hate the fact that I can buy the same food that might be in one of my meals in a restaurant. I could buy that same food for both of us and end up with change and probably cook it better too. Oh my lord, Luce. Are you ready? Or are you counting?
I'm counting.
How much counting do you have to do?
I can't see anything yet. No, I can't.
Roland Bain. Thank you for 20 gifted memberships.
Oh, I hope for you, Roland, that the next time you start a knitting project, it goes to plan.
I don't know
there's
if...
no language involved. You don't need to swear at anything.
I don't know if Roland does much knitting, Luce.
You don't know. He might.
You mad lad. Thank you so much. That's 10, 5, 16. Another hat trick from him as well. 16 plus 20 is 36 plus 10 is 46 plus... That's 51 members from Roland Bain. No, I'm lying. 61 members from Roland Bain, Luce, in a night.
He's not well.
61.
And the longer we indulge him like this, we become complicit.
I hope for you, Roland. So 61. I'm going to give. It's 61. I'm going to do the cumulative hope, right? I hope for you, Mr. Roland Bain. The next time you order your favourite takeaway, what happens is they deliver to you the wrong order. But in that wrong order, they also, the people that have ordered the wrong order, that would have been the right order for them, they've also ordered all of the dishes that you ordered.
Right.
But there's 3 times as much food in total in that order. So you just basically get 3 times your takeaway for free. It's great, isn't it?
It's a pretty good day.
Yeah.
Because you can freeze that down.
Included in that order is 2 dishes that you've never heard of before. Never. You're like, you know what? It's here now, isn't it? And you try it and you're like, life-changing. I'm having this every time now.
The first time I ordered roast pork Chinese style, it is not at all what I thought turned up. But actually now it's one of my favourites.
Yeah. Garsty says, to be fair, not enough knitting wishes on this channel. Well done, Luce.
Thanks.
Thank you, Roland, for 20 gifted. You're a legend. That means all targets are now hit. All 3. You could tell the moments during the knitting project where she's counting. Because what I do is I look in her direction, I say, oh, all the targets have been hit. And what you get back is...
8. Yay!
That chat. Just looking at the top of her fucking head.
You like the top of my head.
Then you complain via the app and get a refund. Yeah, you do.
I guess if you did that, they wouldn't be able to take the food back either.
Wait, did you just say you like the top of my head?
Yeah.
I'm not sure this is the kind of information we should be sharing with chat right now.
You like the top of my head.
Wow.
Because that happened to us when we went to Burger King years ago. They gave me the wrong burger, and I don't know if Burger King still do it, but the sticker that they'd use to stick the burger wrapping down had your order on it. So I didn't even need to open the burger.
That's Five Guys.
To say, no, it was in Burger King.
Oh.
But I went back to the counter and I said, I've got the wrong burger. And she was like, oh, okay, I'll get you your one. And I sort of gestured it back to her and she was like, no, I can't take it back. Even though I hadn't opened it because they'd stuck the name of the order on the sticker. So I don't know if that's a Burger King thing, but if it's a standard practice, then you'd definitely get to keep your Chinese food, Roland, because they wouldn't be able to accept it back.
Chat, Team Liam, sorry if it was too dark.
I think it's
I will
fine.
make it up by repeating something else that's funny but you might be tired of. Liam, loose or chat, finish the sentence.
I
Bless
always forget that's you, Johan. Do you remember that story?
Bless his cotton socks.
Yes. Which is not what he thought we were saying.
What was it he thought we were saying?
He thought the phrase that Lucy said a few times was bless his cotton socks.
Yeah.
And Johan, being from Sweden, had misheard on a few occasions and had actually thought that the famous English phrase was bless his cunt and socks.
I wish it was.
And now, honestly, Johan, honestly, I cannot tell you how many times I'm in public and I'll say, bless his cunt and socks. And someone looks at me like, did he say, what did he say
No,
there?
I said cotton socks, you
Fucking
pervert.
said cotton socks, you horrible creature. Honestly, I say that's now my go-to, bless his cunt and socks. That's what I say now.
I remember now.
Yeah, banging. It wasn't too dark, mate. It's a safe space, right? We say this all the time. The Discord's the same. If you're not in Discord, chat, get yourself in Discord. It's a safe space. If you want to talk about things, we're not experts, we're not professionals. No one on the team is a professional. No one in the mods team is a professional. We can listen, and we can signpost, and we can try and make you laugh, but we're not professionals. That doesn't mean you can't talk to people. You can't express your frustrations, talk about your trials and tribulations, perhaps suggest how the channel's helped you maybe, or whatever, you know, all those kinds of stuff is perfectly fine. If you're still having significant issues and problems, the mods team, Luce, myself, the team in general, will quite happily signpost you to the relevant charities and bodies that can sort of help you out, and happily do that. And happily continue to be an ear as well. We can't do is fix problems because the team is under strict instruction. We're not qualified psychiatrists or professionals, and I don't want someone to try and think they're helping and make it worse, because that would be disastrous for us. Obviously, despite the fact that it would always be with the best intentions at heart. But we
That's
do have
often the way, isn't it? You,
of course,
you accidentally make it
absolutely,
worse.
of course. But we do have the mental health thread in Discord. It is used quite significantly. I do frequently. I don't do a lot of chatting in Discord, and if you tag me, I will respond to you. Honestly, more often than not 100% of the time, but 99% of the time, I'll respond to you if you tag me in Discord. And I think people sometimes say things in Discord. I read a lot of it. I frequently check into the mental health thread just to see how people are getting on, just in case. So there's that as well. Life's hard. Life is hard for everybody, right? For all of us. It's not just life's hard because I run my business. I'm sure life is harder for other people. What?
I've just realised the top of my head comment. Oh. That thought wasn't there until you said it.
You said the top of your. I love the top of your head. Look at her pretending to be all innocent now, right? And what was I saying? You throw me off there. Completely.
The mental health.
Yeah, life's hard right now, right? It is difficult. It is. And I think we'd be in complete cloud cuckoo land if we thought everything's fine, everyone should just carry on as normal. Life is challenging. We work harder, we earn more, but everything costs more. And I think this hobby is an incredible escapism, and I kind of really want the channel to be incredible escapism as well. There's a reason why we ban certain things. There's a reason why we don't talk politics, we don't talk religion, etc. Because this is supposed to be escapism. You're supposed to sit here and be able to chat nonsense and laugh and giggle, and people that get super offended by stuff, I don't fucking care, because we're here to have fun and joke and laugh.
I think it helps that we're globally, we're all feeling the cost of living, so we're all in one boat together at least.
Yeah, absolutely. And life is stressful, and I got quite worked up last week, quite worked up indeed, because the number of people that we had last week going, I'm quite offended. I'm like, I fucking don't care. Life's too short. We're only here to have fun and enjoy ourselves. So I don't care. Fuck off. I'm not interested. Life is hard enough as it is without every single individual person thinking that something's a personal dig and then being all offended by it. But hey, I love this channel as it's a great wind down for my ADHD. I don't talk much, but I just enjoy listening to the banter while painting models. That's amazing, Mikey, honestly. Aren't you local as well? You can become a hobby house customer.
Yeah,
I believe you are, aren't you? I'm sure you said you'd likely.
There's a few
local.
people actually in our chat that are local.
Yeah. Right, team. Are you at a point where you can stop soon?
No.
Well, do you want to just keep doing the stream and I'll go make some food?
No.
Oh. A large, slow, sinking boat, it feels, unfortunately. Sometimes, Garcia, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. It's somebody said a while ago that during our working years, we've now experienced the 4th once-in-a-lifetime financial crisis.
Yeah.
And that's, for this stretch of time, to have to endure it. There's no option than to endure it, because all the stuff going up is the things that are essential to us. The energy that keeps us warm and keeps us being able to heat up our food. The food, we kind of need that. The water, the homes that we live in, all of it is going up. We have no other option but to endure it, and that's a really tough thing, and it's happening over such a long span of time that it's now becoming an identifying factor of our generation.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
And that's really hard to wear.
I'm in a place at the moment whereby, in all seriousness, I need to get a hobby house off the ground and working, or I'm going to have to get an additional job to supplement income, because the thing is, as well, considering we're 100% fan funded, everyone's lives are getting more expensive. All your lives are getting more expensive, and I sympathise. And so you will be spending less to support the channel, so you can pay for your own bills, as you should, as you absolutely should, right? As you absolutely should be doing, looking after your fortress, looking after your family. I'm never going to complain about that ever in my life. Hobby House will have gaming tables, yeah, it will, yeah. So if this doesn't work in the next year or so, I'll roll the dice, take a gamble, see how it goes. Then I might have to go back to some form of office job and maybe do a couple less streams. The content won't stop because I enjoy this too much. That's the bottom line. Like, I do this mostly because it's fun. So there's that as well. I spend £7 a week in Tesco, and that's literally one meal a day and a snack. It's depressing. I'll preach, Dan, 100%. 100%. But hey, right. We'll be able to play games at Hobby House as well. Yes, 100%. The plan is that if all goes well, then in a couple of years' time, we'll have a significant amount of gaming space. But even on day one, there will be gaming space available for people to play. But we'll see. Right, I need to eat some food. I'll be honest. I haven't had dinner yet because I'm really fucking hungry, and because I got distracted and focused on something else, and then I made Lucy's supper and ended up sitting down and not doing me anything because I also wasn't hungry at the time. But I'm hungry now, so I need to go make some food. You people have been fucking incredible. A big shout out to Roland, because 102 members and Roland did 61 of those. Thank you so much, Roland. You're an absolute hero. But thank you to everybody who super chatted. Thank you to everybody who gifted. Thank you to everybody who's liked the stream. Thank you to the new subscribers that have shown up. Even less people to go now to get to the 35,000. We're almost there. And then we begin the fucking trudge up to 40,000. This is one thing, right? This is one thing where I struggle. Maybe I think too highly of myself.
No.
But I look at other channels that are 10, 20, 30, 40,000 subs higher, and I'm like, how? How? The amount of work we put in, how?
Because we're Marmite, babe.
I think we are Marmite, aren't we? I think that's the case. Hey. Anyway.
If it works in this economy, it'll work in any other economy.
Until we have the 5th once-in-a-lifetime financial crisis.
I know.
I was in a good mood. Why'd you bring all that up?
I don't know.
Just brings me down, chat. That's what she does. We got a saying in Denmark that translated to this: without food and drink, the hero won't work.
Aww. I like that. It's true.
What's the point in active subs? Well, absolutely, Dan. I want to be at 40,000 subs, but I want 500 people watching, not 100.
I'm happy with the 100.
We had 450, 460 again last night.
Nope, too many. Too many. How can you possibly manage a live chat with that many?
We can. We do it fine. You have a stronger, more supportive fan base and such. Oh, I agree, Gasty. I'd rather be in my position than their position, to be fair. I would absolutely rather be in my position than their position, and I'd rather have you lot, because you're fucking incredible human beings. I love you.
If I didn't have you, life would be blue. I'd be Doctor Who without the TARDIS. What show is that from? Have you never heard that one?
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah! Well done.
It is Howard's song,
Yep.
whilst Bernadette is in isolation.
Oh, wow. Go you. I didn't think you were that much of a fan of Big Bang.
I love Big Bang. Great.
Genuinely didn't think you were. It's me that binges
Sometimes I
it.
think you don't even know me.
You never binge it. I don't think I've ever seen you watch it.
Honestly. Right, anyway. You lot are amazing. Thank you for hanging out. I love you. You might need some SEO help to get more people in the door. I do it for a living. Happy to help if you need. Right, Jess. I never say no to help. But I also don't always act. And I will happily take advice and guidance, but it comes with a caveat. And I've had this problem in the past where people have come in and told me all the things I should be doing, and I've gone, it's not going to work for us. That shit's just not going to work for us. Some of it's because I've tried it and what have you. And then some people get really upset when I'm like, yeah, sorry, but you're talking nonsense. So, assuming, because you're Ed's missus, I assume like attracts like, and that's not going to be a problem with us, but you're more than welcome to reach out. I'm more than happy to look at it. There's got to be something we can do. But I was chatting to a person recently, right, and he started putting money into on YouTube. You can pay for ads, right? So you can pay to have your channel suggested to other people, and their sub count went through the fucking roof. So 6 months ago, they were 20,000 subs less than us, and now they're 10,000 subs more than us.
Okay.
How much do you think the revenue's increased by?
Negligible?
It hasn't.
Yeah.
So they've essentially paid for subs, but not the like illegal paying for subs. They've paid for subs, cool. Their metrics look good in terms of subs, but they haven't really actually gained anything from it. They've just cost them money.
Yeah.
So I looked into it when I saw the sub growth. I looked into some more of their data and was like, it hasn't really done much for you apart from...
Hasn't really paid off.
Yeah, it hasn't done anything. You just gained subs. You haven't gained any revenue. So I'm one of these people. The way my business mind works, and I'll be frank, honest, and brutal about this. The way my business mind works is it going to make me more money? Because if I could double the revenue in the next 12 months, what I can do is I can bring in another member of staff. If I can bring in another member of staff, we start to open the gate to more content. You know what I mean? And then if I can increase the revenue again, I can bring in a third member of staff. And then you start to move into the realms of like a tabletop tactics, where you can have people filming and editing all at the same time, and then the content just exponentially starts to grow. So if I end up with 4 members of staff, I can have some people doing some streams. I can have other people that are filming games and editing them. Meanwhile, I'm strategizing and doing some of the talking head shows, etc. The pressure comes off me a little bit, which means we can kind of innovate and do more new things, and I can learn more new skills and blah, blah, blah. And you see how it kind of grows. But it seems like getting to that next point to pay another person is quite the, what would you call it? The speed bump. You know what I mean? It's quite a large speed bump. So we'll get there. And this is about, at this very point in time, thinking of Jess's offer, it's about the most efficient way of getting over that speed bump. Because there's ways I can get over that speed bump. I can pay, 100%, I can pay for ads via Google to get over the sub speed bump and get to 50,000 subs in relatively no time at all. I put money on the fact that I'll be able to do that. But if it's just costing me money, that's not the most efficient way of getting over that speed bump. Because there's no return on it. And so one of the big things that YouTube pushes me, for example, is more content what you need. It depends, Andrew. It depends on the content funnel, right? So YouTube is pushing me down the route of doing more shorts, right? And we've tried it. And we saw good subscriber growth and 0 revenue growth. So I was like, it doesn't fit my content funnel, because shorts viewers are shorts viewers and live viewers are live viewers. So if I can do, say for example,
they don't cross-pollinate.
They don't cross-pollinate often, no. So if I can do, for example, pre-recorded battle report content, the funnel from pre-recorded battle report content into live battle report content is a more obvious funnel than a 60-second narrative short into live battle report content. Does that make sense? So if you can feed people through that content funnel, from being a subscriber through to being a pre-recorded viewer, through to being a live viewer, through to being a member, through to being a super chatter, then that's the funnel you want to feed them through. Ultimately, ideally. Hurdle's a great word for it as well, yes. So I'm not saying more content is the answer, necessarily, but then when you think about that, extra content could increase variety. So you could increase and add in additional AOS, Horus Heresy, Kill Team, Warcry, all that kind of stuff. You know? So I've had YouTube ads. Yeah, so YouTube ads are different, Escapades. If you watch my content on demand, we put ads at the start and end of the video. I don't put any ads in the middle of the video. I never put an ad in the middle of the video. And that generates us ad revenue. And we put ads at the start and end of every single video that we put out there, every single live stream. Once it becomes an on-demand video, we put ads at the start and finish of every single one. I never put any ads in between because I don't like them myself and I don't want to subject you to them, despite the fact, again, YouTube saying to me, you should think about putting ads in every 15 minutes. Nope, don't want to. Don't want to do that. Don't want to be that person. And so,
I also struggle to believe that YouTube still think that's a good avenue when so many people pay for ad-free on other things.
So, watch page ads in the last 28 days. Bear in mind, I put them at the start and end of every video. So anyone who watches the content on demand will see the ad at the start and then at the end. If you're watching on YouTube Premium, we still get the revenue. About 140 quid in the last 28 days. That's it. Nothing. SEO is longer acting. You need to give it 3 months to get back, but it's more organic and free traffic. Ads are quicker but expensive and less effective, I believe. Okay, we can have that chat. If you speak to Ed, I have no issues with him handing my number to you. Most content creators put ads in every 5 to 6 minutes. It's mental, isn't it?
Oh, that's
I hate it. I can't tell. Before I had YouTube Premium, I can't tell you how many videos I opened up, saw the little yellow dots in the timeline for ads and turned it off.
Yeah.
Honestly.
8 more stitches.
Bitches. 8 more stitches, bitches! Downside to YouTube revenue ads is you only get revenue for that if they watch it for 30 seconds on a 5-second ad. Math YouTube. No, but YouTube make the money for it. But if you premium, you don't have to watch for 30 seconds and I still get the ad revenue. I can't live without YouTube Premium now, I'll be honest.
I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm not going to lie to you. It's one of the few things that... But I can business expense it, thankfully. It's one of those few things that I struggle to let go of this one, to be honest with you. Yeah, see? Will says YouTube Premium is a luxury I'd struggle to give up now. That and Spotify. Well, we have Apple Music, but the principle's the same.
Look how long it's getting.
Oh, yeah? Oh, the scarf.
Yeah.
You done your 18 stitches, bitches?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, we're good. Right. So, sorry about that impromptu chat right at the end there for you 100 people that hung around, but thank you so much for hanging around. You're lovely. We love you very dearly. I hope you've enjoyed the show, like I say. We do have 2 shows tomorrow. There's a Liam and Joe show at 13:30, which is just Joe and I, and Paddy returns in the evening for another Liam and Joe and Paddy battle report. Paddy is bringing Blood Angels. Joe is bringing the new Chaos Space Marine attachment from last Wednesday, plus the brand spanking new Chaos Knight from the Chaos Knight Codex. And then on Friday we have After Dark, which is even more nonsense than we spoke tonight. So I don't have YouTube Premium, I have Channel Sub instead. I would personally rather that escapade, but Premium is great. But thank you, I appreciate you for having the Channel Sub instead. You're amazing. So that's what's left this week. There may be some extra VAG content on Friday, some more Battlefield 1 fun. So if you want to join us on that one, !VAG in chat right now. Hit that sub button, and then when we go live on Friday, maybe even for a bit on Sunday, whatever, you'll get to come hang out with us as well. We thoroughly enjoyed your support and your interactions tonight, chat. You are the wonderful people. In fact, you're so wonderful. Luce would call you
Best chat.
best chat. But don't worry. Don't worry. It sounds like I'm signing off. It sounds like I'm about to disappear. I am, because I'm going to make some food. But it wouldn't be right to leave you without a Johan super chat.
Late again, but despite depression and suspected undiagnosed AD/HD, I still believe in fighting the darkness. This channel is an escape, but my goal is to win on my own eventually.
I love that, Johan.
Nice. Yeah.
But you can still use the escapes. Especially if you're going to keep paying the escape. No, I'm joking. So we have to leave you with a Johan super chat, and we have to leave you with a loose fact.
Male cockatoos can be taught to speak, but females can only chirp and sing.
That's a lie.
I had a cockatoo.
That's a
when I
false
was
fact.
Younger.
That's a
and
false
it
fact.
Hung from a cage. It hung from a cage in the ceiling, and our cat used to sit underneath the cage staring at the bird with its tail ticking from side to side. It was like a proper agitated tail tick.
I think it's a false fact. I think the fear is if they teach a female cockatoo how to talk, it won't shut up.
I feel like my special effect is still on.
It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's not, darling. I turned it off. 3 channel subs a month is about the same as premium, but I do feel Liam is worth a sub. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Mindless Telepathy. You're a legend. It's hung like a cage, yeah. I haven't decided what I'm going to make to eat yet either.
Someone left the patio door open and it flew out.
Freedom.
So we lost. My fact checker has been in touch.
Has he already?
He's been
he's
in
efficient,
touch.
isn't he?
He's very efficient.
Is it a long one?
No. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs. It's a short one this time.
7 paragraphs?
They're little paragraphs.
Fucking hell. That's
This one's got pictures.
that should be 7 super chats, Luce. At 20 quid each. Are you
The bottom line is,
okay, good.
both male and female cockatoos can learn to talk, though males are sometimes more likely to do so. Individual personality, training and social interaction matter more than sex. Well,
Nothing matters more than sex.
would you like tips on how to teach a cockatoo to talk?
No. I'd never wanted a cockatoo. Ever.
I can't remember if they're that annoying. I just remember seeing the cat look at it like, one day, fucker, I'm going to get you.
Can't believe you admitted it on the internet as well.
What?
That you've had a cockatoo. Anyway, thank you for the facts check there. Yes, the new legend. Thank you everyone for hanging out with us. I hope you've enjoyed that. Apparently that fact is in fact false. This is what I'm saying. This is why we have to do this segment. We've had a run of them always being true, and then we found one that's false from the fact book. That's not actually a fact book. There we go. Thank you for hanging out. Hopefully we're going to see you wonderful people tomorrow in the Liam and Joe show at 13:30 for the daytime TV extravaganza. If not, we'll obviously see you tomorrow evening at 7:30 for the live game of 40k. You're not going to want to miss that one. And then we're back on Friday for After Dark. Hopefully you've had a great hump day. We're on the run into the weekend now. We're on the run into Father's Day. You're all amazing. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Luce has already told you that you're the best chat. I agree with her. You are in fact the best chat. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.